Reese from Creator CRM, and today we're going to be showing you how you can go all the way from sales to purchasing the components inside of Creator and then ordering them and then actually fulfilling the actual sale. Now, how we can do that is that with MYOB, as you may know, that with the build items, when you have a sale, the problem is that you just simply get zero amounts, but the problem is that all the components that build that particular auto build is that you need to purchase those items and see what items are missing in those bills for you to process this. So I'll show you how we can do that. So we go back to Creator in here, and first when we start with created sales, we then can purchase it. We send it to bills because MYOB through the API doesn't do receipts yet. Then we put into MYOB, then we will close the purchases, and also this particular video is going to manage multiple receipts, which MYOB cannot do. So if you've got a fairly large order from a supplier, you can wait till everything is completed. So let's start with creating a sale. Choose the customer here, and we're going to add a black desk, for example, as we showed you before. Now, going to have, for example, 3 of those, 3 black desks, and we save and view that. Now what we've got here is a component building system, so we can click on here and we can see the components that builds that particular black desk. So at the moment you can just check and see that there's nothing in stock, so we've got to build it. The problem is that even if we try to build it, we can't, because there are components missing in this particular product. So there's 5 components to build a black desk, and the keyboard and the right side leg frames are out of stock. There's an update there where we can update the items to see if it's up to date, but we need 3 more needed for the keyboards and 3 required on the the right side left frame. So what we're going to do is do a purchase order. In here we'd purchase all the components in here, and right here the first one's a black desk. We have none of those. We're out of stock, so we're going to have to order and build the other components as well. So you can see here we've got 8 components here. That's a tick for making those 3, and 7 are here and 3 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to purchase these 2 items in here, and now we also get the default supplier from the MYOB. I've chosen this one. You can just choose another one, and that means if it's 2 different suppliers, creates 2 different purchase orders. I'm just going to choose the same supplier for this particular video. So it goes the same supplier. So we'll order 3 and 3 as well to fulfill this particular order. Okay, so we're going to create this purchase order from here. And so what happens is we've created the purchase order from here. So just bear with me for a second. Now let's go back to the process to visually show you what we're going to do. So we've gone from step 1, ordering the process. Now we can do a back order sale and do that as well. We're not on this video. We're not going to worry about that. It'll be long enough as it is. But we're into the draft section of creating drafts in that particular section. So next is we're going to do bills. So first we're going to come into the system, and we're just going to open up this purchase order, and we're going to finalize it. That means it's gone from draft to open. So we will finalize that. Okay. From that, it's waiting for stock. So the next thing is it's now open and it's waiting for stock from that. So in the process here, you've got the section where you're in drafts, and we're now moved it to waiting from stock, which is this section here. So we've got here percentage received. There's none to be that's nothing being received in this section here. So we then will go back to the purchase order, and we've received stock. So if let's receive half the stock already. So we click on here and choose Brisbane. Is the location of it, so it's actually better. We'll make it location 1, which is the primary location, and we'll create a stock. Okay, so that creates the stock in here, so that gives 50%. So if I showed you the dashboards here, it's now gone to 50% received. So we have a nice section that tells you how many that is received. The other key thing is that you must send this as a bill. So we're going to go to the receipts and we're going to send this across as well. To do that, we click on Send Bill. Waiting, and that is billed. So what that will do is it will add it to stock inside of MYOB, those 3 items themselves. Now if we go to the sale, we've got 3 of the items across. I'm just going to go into the sale itself, and we're going to just for the heck of it, I'm going to it's just through the day. It still haven't updated, but every night we update. But if we have a user wanting to do it, we're just going to update the stats in here, and that will update the stats and tell you what's in stock. So for example, because you're in Creator, we're going to check the warehouse and we're going to go through, and we can see we've now got 1 element is in stock. So when a person calls up, you don't have to call around, look at different things. You can see when the guys have received the stock, and we're now waiting for the right side leg frame in here as well. So that's great. So we go to the we'll go to the purchase orders section here, and we'll go to the opens, and there's 50% here, and we'll receipt the other stock now. So we now receipt with bill. We choose this. We'll do primary location. We create a stock in here, and that now goes to 100%. But we do have to send it across, so we do have to go to that second bill here, and we do have to send that into MYOB. Okay, done. So that means that if we go back to the sale for the user, again we update the stock in here. MYOB is being slow all of a sudden. That's just the API. Done. So we now go into here, and everything is available to build. So what we're going to do is we're going to build these items in here, and we're going to click on the build section here to click on the build items. So we're going to just now build those items. Primary location, build them, and put it, we'll have to take it out of the primary location, primary location, primary location, primary location, location, build items. Done. Okay, so that is built. So we now, if we update the stock in here, so we're just going to again update the stats. Refresh that. Come on. We got primary location, we have 3, committed 3, available 3, and quantity on hand 3. So great. So we now can actually send that across to MYOB. So we just don't know why I did that. Clicked on fulfillments. We now are going to send as an invoice across into the system, and again we'll see the information. Oops, we'll continue, and we now have the invoice here. So that goes through the whole process where we've created an order, push it to MYOB, all those items and so forth, and then create the invoice across into the system itself. So let's go back, just the process. So you create a purchase order, we send it as a draft in the purchase orders. We then send bills into MYOB. We don't do receipts because MYOB still hasn't given us access to the receipts. Once that happens, we'll then create receipts and bills. We then check the MYOB, then we wait to close. The purchase order is closed with the order receipt as well. So is that if you look at the order closed, we'll click on the close. You can see that the invoice are all been receipts, so you can use this dashboard to see what's been received on the opens. For example, you look at the opens and see what percentages have been receipted into the system itself. But they're closed. Once they get closed, we automatically, when we receive 100% of them, we close them. Now you don't have to, with our system, you don't send the purchase orders into the system, because what happens, it's one-to-one relationship with the purchase orders and the bills. For example, if you're wanting to do partial receipts into your system, you can't send a purchase order, because if you do the first receipt, it closes it off, takes the items of the other order across, and will put some confusion in there. So we would only do part bills onto invoices, and using our system, we can manage the receipts in here, see that both have been received by adding a bill into the system. So we go through here, and we've got, when we create a purchase order, we create a sale, goes into a draft as a purchase order. We then send multiple bills into the system. Then we'll send those bills into MYOB. Once we receive all of them, it will close the order off. So that kind of works quite easily in the system. So the key thing with that is that when you have a purchase order, you'll be able to see the purchase orders and from the MYOB, and you can track it, the sale, all the way from purchase order into ordering the system as well. Again, the system has the ability to easily see where the products are up to, and what products you have to buy from that purchase order. So that kind of helps it out in an easy way, because obviously when you're doing a auto build here, there's really one-dimensional. You don't really get a ability to figure out what you need to build or buy in the system. So for example, you have it all in here in one single section. So I hope that helps you on the process of our system on ordering, purchase ordering products from my auto build into Creator, and you can do it all in one system. Hopefully, if there's any questions, please give us a call. Thanks.